Hello, I'm going to walk you through how to navigate the Nevada Electronic Legislative Information System, otherwise known as NELIS. Now, for those of you that may be familiar with this is going to be old hat to you. But for those of you that are not familiar with the NELIS website, I hope that you'll find this highly informative. So the first thing is in your search engine. Now this is very important. You want to make sure that you type in the current year 2021, because if you don't, you may not get the current NELIS website. It may take you to 2019 or 2020 or even 2018. So make sure that you type in either NELIS 2021 or 2021 NELIS. Either one should get you there. Now, you'll see at the top of the search results where it says NELIS Home Nevada Legislature. You click on that, and that takes you right into the Nevada Electronic Legislative Information System. Now, as you can see, it opens on schedules and upcoming floor sessions and the daily schedule for today. But if you look right here on the tabs, legislation, budgets, committees, meeting and floor sessions, session information, this is where a lot of the stuff that you're going to do on this site, this is where you navigate from. So let's click on the legislation, and you see what comes up. It gives you bills and resolutions right here, reports and links, search bills and legislation, and one that I like is share your opinion on bills and resolutions. We'll get to that in just a second. Now, we have two parts of our legislature. We have the Assembly and we have the Senate. Here, you can look up all the Assembly bills and Assembly resolutions, concurrent and joint, and even petitions. And the same thing for the Senate. Now, let's say that you're interested in, I don't know, let's pick one here. Assembly Bill 121. We want to give our opinion on that. So you go down here to share your opinion on bills and resolutions. Oh, and before I forget, underneath here, bill draft list and bill draft forms. This is where bills that are going to be considered, this is where they start from. They start as a bill draft resolution. That's where it starts at. Before it's even made into a bill, it has to start as a BDR. So let's go back to share our opinion on a bill. You see in here where it says select a bill, you click on the down arrow, and it will give you a long list of all the bills, Assembly bills and Senate bills. Now, we're going to look at particularly Assembly Bill 121. Now, it gives you a brief summary of the bill. It tells you what the bill is related to. But if you click right here, this will take you to the actual bill information, and it tells you when there's going to be a hearing for it, where it is on the agenda for that particular committee or floor session. And then you can go down here and you can look at what the bill actually says. You can read the bill as it was originally introduced. You can look at the text of the bill, which I highly encourage you to do. So let's go back to share our opinion. Now, we've already seen what Bill 121 is about, and we are against 121. In this section here, so we would click against. In this section here, you write your comments about why you're opposed to the bill or why you're in favor of the bill. Now, this will not go anywhere until you fill out all the other information on the left-hand side of the screen. Your last name, your first name, last name, your address, your city, the state, your zip code. You don't have to put your phone. It's requested, but it will still go through without your phone on there. And your email. I fill out all of this information just in case one of the legislators wants to call me and find out why I have the opinion that I have. And then you click on submit your opinion right down here, and it goes to the legislators. Now, here's another interesting thing about this share your opinion page. We can go up here and we can click on reports. We can look at opinions on these different bills. Where do their feelings, where do their sentiments lie? Well, let's look at opinions by bill. And now let's scroll down to Bill 121 or AB 121. And so far, we have 20 people that are in favor of this bill, and we have 6 people that are against this bill. So there's a lot of information to be had here. At one time, they actually had the people's opinions listed on here. You could actually look and read what other people's opinions are. Now let's go back to our opening page here. All right. Let's look at the legislation tab. Under the legislation tab, we're going to go over here to Assembly Bills. Now, this will list all the bills that are currently being considered in this legislative session by the Assembly. And if you scroll far enough down, you can actually get the Senate bills also. But this will go all the way through all the Assembly bills, Assembly resolutions, et cetera, et cetera. And you can go through this by pages or however you want to do it. But this will give you, basically, when you click on a bill, it will give you the overview of the bill. You can read the text of the bill, whether there are any amendments for this bill. There are none. Votes, how did people vote on this bill? So far, nobody's voted on it. Fiscal notes. A lot of these bills will have a monetary impact on state taxpayers. So if it has fiscal notes, you probably want to read those. But if it doesn't have fiscal notes, that can also be telling about some of these bills. It's been my observation in reading through a lot of these that some of the legislators, when they draft these bills, they don't think about it long and hard enough about whether it'll have a monetary impact. There's very, very few legislation that will not affect your pocketbook. So I encourage you to look at that. Okay, how many meetings have been had about this bill? And of course, exhibits. If you scroll down, it will tell you the upcoming hearings about this bill, when they're going to be heard, whether it's in a committee or whether it's on the Assembly or Senate floor, and then what past hearings have been held. You can go in and you can look at these. And then again, of course, you can look at the bill text as it was introduced. So let's take a look at the text of AB1. Now you can expand this so that it fills up the entire page, which is what I normally do when I'm trying to read a bill. And then you just press escape and it takes you back. But you can read it right here too if you choose. So budgets, one of the other tabs, you can look at all the budgets by departments, functions, title, or by the number. You can look at what the different committees are that constitutes our legislature, meetings and floor sessions. Now, as you see down here, this is for today's date, which is March 16th, 2021. And we have several meetings and floor sessions that are scheduled for today. So if you look at a particular bill, it will tell you which committee. Let's click on Assembly Bills. When you click on a bill, it will tell you the primary sponsors, which is very interesting information. But it tells you right here which session or which committee or assembly operators are in control of this particular bill, where it's going to be heard. What committee is it in? This is the committee that will be hearing this bill and deciding whether it will go forward to the assembly floor to be possibly voted on, but at a minimum, at least to be discussed, or whether or not they're going to kill it in committee. If they vote not to pass it to the floor, then it dies in committee and will go no farther. So that's a real quick down and dirty on the NELIS website. Now, folks, I hope that you will use this information to get involved in the process by which laws are passed in this state. I spend the first hour of every morning drinking coffee and navigating the NELIS website. I would encourage you to spend at least 5 minutes when somebody brings up a bill and it's important to you. For instance, AB 121, which is going to be about voting by computer. Take a look at that bill. It's not good for Nevada. It's not good for Nevada at all. But unless we, the people, stand up, show up, and get involved, nothing changes. I hope that you found this informative and helpful, and I hope that you will get involved. Thank you so much. Have a great day.